Hi, folks. Welcome to my humble homestead in the forest, and welcome to my empty woodshed. And welcome to part two of what's with YouTube. Why your YouTube channel is not getting many viewers, or why perhaps YouTube is not showing it, making it available to viewers, what you can do about it, what you should do about it, what is there anything to be done about it, all of that stuff, all of that. So let's start by recapping about what I mentioned to you last time, and that is, all these YouTube, whatever, gurus and experts tell you all these ways that you can be visible, all these things you can do for people to watch your shows and content. And really the only thing that helps, for the most part, I'm not saying all of them, is helping those content creators. By you watching them, they get watched, and they're very smart people. These people are really smart. I mean, they don't all have nonsense to share with you, but they do have some insight, and some of them actually make sense. But for the most part, you have to remember that for most folks, making YouTube videos is a just like maybe you are trying to do, is a way to earn a living. Easy, not so easy, whatever you want to, however, whatever you want to talk about, that feels like or seems like. So why would these people come and tell you how to make your videos shown or whatever? It's so that they're telling you this, so you go and watch it. And so the way I think I've figured out that YouTube shows your videos, or they tell you, at least sometimes very quietly, whispering almost, is that the more people watch your videos, the more people they will make it available to watch your videos. And the less people that watch your videos, so like, let's just take my YouTube channel for instance, the less YouTube makes it available, that is, say, impressions, for others, for other viewers to potentially click on your thumbnail or video to possibly watch it. So if you're asking right now, well, how am I gonna have my videos shown if I'm a new creator, if I'm new to YouTube, if it's a new channel, and if how is anyone going to discover my channel, watch my videos, if they don't know that I exist, because YouTube is not showing it to them, for them even to even have a chance to possibly click on. And you're 100% right. And that's what's happening to many YouTube video creators. And it doesn't have anything to do with the quality of your content, the quality of recording, all the flashes and all the music, and just I don't know, hundreds of thousands of hours of editing. It has nothing to do with any of it if no one knows you exist. And that's happening to me too, but to an extent, to 50% of the reason that why no one's watching channels like yours or mine, regardless of, like I said, what's being provided to them, is that YouTube doesn't make it available. I don't know how you can beat that. I'm not in the business of trying to figure their algorithm, which is completely antiquated, because when you compared it to, say, like TikTok and other similar social media, video sharing, whatever, their algorithm is like that constantly. Every second is being recalculated and making available whatever videos. YouTube's like monthly. And if I can compare it, I could say, do you remember your great grandparents had this thing called abacus? It was like a thing that you would slide these mm, um, sort of like a round wooden things this way on different levels, and that's how you would add. By comparison, that's YouTube, and TikTok is like quantum computing. They're not even the same ballpark. They're nowhere near how. It's so horrible. I mean, every time I go there and say, "Whoa, I wonder who's watching." Can't tell me. I wonder what time people are watching. Can't tell me. I wonder where they're from. Can't tell me. I wonder what age group. Can't tell me. Not enough data. And I've been on YouTube for a year. What does it take? I don't know what it takes. It's ridiculous. And it tells me that, oh, it's not, it'll you'll know it maybe next month, and it's been like 12 months. It can't tell me. Hilarious, really. Of course, I know that a lot of people are getting really depressed about it, and perhaps even suicidal over it, but I'm just here to tell you, as I do with everything else that I do here, the reality, where you should have your setting on your own reality, so your reality check doesn't bounce. You kind of have to get real. I mean, you'll get there, but it's not. I don't want you to think that it's like Instagram. Everybody's posting. I don't have Instagram. I'm not on Instagram, but I'm just saying this is my understanding of Instagram. People are posting the best things about themselves. If that's even true, that maybe maybe they're living a lie. So you may be watching it and thinking, oh my God, why can't I be like that? You get depressed because you think everyone else is living such a good life and you're not. What I'm trying to tell you is that on YouTube, and I don't know how many people are so wealthy and doing so well financially because of their videos that they're posting, regardless of how good or how crappy the content is. So don't worry yourself so much about it. If you don't think that this is for you and you're not moving forward and you're not making any money, no one's watching your videos, just quit now. Quit now, because they tell you not to quit. I think you should quit, because I worry you're going to get even more depressed. The reason why I'm not quitting is because I feel it's important to me to share my experiences here off grid, to tell the truth about what's good and what's bad, what's ugly about living such a lifestyle, what it costs, where to get funding from, if there is anything available. I have the tools that I use. I'm going to be making a video shortly on a generator. These are things that I think people should know. These are things that I would like to know if I'm starting a lifestyle or thinking of changing to a similar lifestyle. And I thought people might be interested in. It's not about karma. I don't believe in karma anymore. I did that one time. So it's not a question of, well, if I do this good thing, good deed for someone else, and maybe something good will come to me. No, that's man-made. Don't. That's never going to happen. That's just luck, and luck is what's up there, and which is the other 50% of the reason why your videos are not being shown. Now, I mentioned to you in my last video that what I'm about to tell you in this video is completely out there. No one's saying this. I am 100% sure, 99% sure that no one's ever said what I'm about to say. So you may not like hearing it, and this is just one. As I was saying earlier, this channel is about my experiences here and over the past 56 years in life. So take it with a grain of salt, digest it, think if it makes sense to you. But you heard it here, is what I'm trying to say. And here's the idea. We live in a sort of a simulation created by a guy up there. I'm not religious. I don't believe in God as you or other people believe in. I mean, he is mighty. He is very powerful. He has created us, and he has written this program. But basically, he's just a programmer up there, or an AI in the sky. He might just be someone that's just maybe I don't know, 100 years ahead of us. Or it might be an AI program. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not God as almighty and all just, all fair, just and fair. Put that aside, folks. That's just religions and some other folks, just like karma, they've come up with to scare you, to make you God fearing, to make you maybe behave better, or what, I honestly don't know. But does this such a entity, such a force or whatever exist? Yes, but it's not good in the sense that you think. It's not like it's not going to help you. You're praying to him or whatever. Maybe if he's, although I don't know this, he hasn't come to my house for supper, but that I can ask this question of him: is he so vain and so needy that he needs us to pray to him so much to before he opens even a single door to us? I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I do know what I do know. What from my experience of over 56 years is that nothing will get going. Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen in your favor, in anyone's favor, without him saying so. Whether that computer program is written and that's just your destiny till you die, and it's not negotiable, or whether he's modifying it as he goes, I don't know. Maybe I'll know one day, but I don't know that right now. All I know is that it's completely out of your hands. Whatever good that's in your life, whatever bad that happens to you in life, has happened or going to happen, you have next to no control over. We would like to think, as human beings, we would like to think that we're the most intelligent and we have agency over everything we do, or what happens to us if I work hard, if I only work hard, if my videos on YouTube were so good, and people will watch it, and the advertisers will advertise on my channel, and I will become rich and whatever, famous. Or if I'm such a good actor or actress, if I'm such a good singer, if I'm such a good artist, if I'm such a good person, if I'm such a good whatever, then I will make it one day, and I will make it, and I will be, I will be everything that I wanted. I can use that money for good. I can, if I win the lottery, I pledge that I would give 90% of it to the needy. None of this has anything to do with your intent, promises, hard work, none of it. I can prove this. You know how I can prove this? If this hasn't happened to you yet, it hasn't happened to you, hopefully it'll never happen to you, but it may be a yet situation. Go back however long you want throughout the history, all the oppressors that have come in politics, for instance, in particular, and oppressed people, the wars and the raping and pillaging and stealing and squishing and squashing people, and taking their money, taking their possessions, taking their goats, and today still happening. Even in it doesn't matter where you live. It could be North America, it could be Canada, it could be States, it could be South America, it could be Middle East, it could be in China, it could be in Europe. It doesn't matter where you live. Most governments are doing this still. And if it's not the governments doing it, it's the big businesses that are in cahoots and together with the governments. It's all about they're helping each other. In Canada, anyway, most people that are in government right now, high levels of government, their hope mostly is to one day when they quit the government, when they don't get reelected again, then they can become CEOs of Fortune 500 kind of thing. And because they're going to be using their connections, basically. And I think this is the same in the States. In the States, it's a little bit different because some people have pride, or some people are so egotistical or something. They want to say that I've been a president, I've been a vice president, I've been a governor or whatever. I have this status. I don't know. But there are a lot of corruptions everywhere. Be a police force in countries that come in because they have guns and you don't, and they come in. All these people that oppressors come in different forms and different levels. Police, and a dishonest police, because they're honest ones too, will have a gun that you don't. He'll come and ask you if you get pulled over. Hasn't happened to me or anyone in Canada perhaps, but in other countries it happens a lot. They will ask for bribes to let you through, whatever. You've heard, if it hasn't happened to you, you've heard of people who this has happened to. Now that's that. Now let's look at these diseases. I know kids who are suffering or in pain, cancer, whatever. There is no reason for a child to be in that much pain. They've done nothing. As an adult, we've all done something that we're not proud of. Some have stolen, some have whatever it is. But a child, they're just starting life. They've not done anything wrong to deserve the pain and suffering that they're going through. It doesn't matter where they live, doesn't matter what country, who their parents are. It doesn't matter. And this thing that the Buddhists talk about, how we're here to suffer because of something that we did in our previous life, that's complete BS. Because like I was saying, if there was karma, I want to know now. So what I mean is, if I pocket, if I'm a cashier and I give someone a $20 bill and she's supposed to give me $10 back, and she gives me $5 back on purpose, and maybe I'm an older person, maybe I'm new to the country, I don't know, I can't count for whatever reason, knowingly she rips me off or he rips me off by $5, puts in his or her pocket, I want immediate, if there is such a thing as karma coming back to him or her, and something would happen to that same amount of money that he or she stole or more. For me, if I were that cashier, to say, oh my God, I'm not, there is such a thing as karma. Look what happened to me. I'm never going to do that again. Or else, how else am I going to learn that stealing or that killing someone or damaging someone's property, whatever it may be, was not a good thing? How else am I going to learn? How would I have learned that lesson? But it's more than that, because look at it this way: if this guy up there is just, I'm just going to say your God, because although we both might believe in him, someone up there, I mentioned, I don't think he's just. But if you believe in that he's just, then you'll probably call him God. So let's just say God. If there is such a thing as God, if you've ever had animals like chickens or goats, or if you've ever had kids and one of your kids is beating on or bullying or whatever your other kids, maybe you're a teacher and you see this in your school, in your class, one of the kids is disruptive or bullying or beating up or pushing another kid. Are you with me so far? Would you not go, having witnessed that, would you not go to that kid that's a bully or a or a disruptive or whatever, and say, stop doing this? And then you escalate as you go. Maybe today you escalate. When I was a child, it was a backhand in your face or a whipping or something. But today you go and say, hey, what are you doing? Wasn't nice what you did. And then next time it happens, you escalate your punishment or whatever you want to call it, until when the person gets old enough and that doesn't keep not learning this, and then there's jail time. I mean, not all jail times are justified, I know, but I'm talking about the ones that are justified. And then you go to jail, and some places like Saudi Arabia, I think your first, I may be wrong, but somebody can correct me. Your first offense, they cut off a finger, and then you just keep cutting fingers off, I think, and then a whole hand, and then an arm. If you keep doing the same offense or keep doing whatever someone wrong, or stealing, but I don't know. I don't know anyone from South Arabia, but this is how I heard that it is. My point is, you're punished for what you do that's wrong. Now, because when we had chickens, I mentioned chickens because when we had chickens, there's always a chicken or maybe a rooster that's forcing other ones, taking someone else's food, more food, more portion than they deserve, which is exactly like how it is for us human beings. If you had the power, like that guy has the power, to step in and say, no, I'm going to put a stop to this oppression, to you taking these people's money or these people's food, these people's homes, or pushing them and punching them, or shooting, whatever it is that they're doing, however it is that they're doing wrong. If you were just, and obviously you are almighty, we agreed on that, you have the power. So if you were just, you already have the power, we agreed on that. Wouldn't you step in and say, hey, no more, you're not going to do this, I'm not going to allow you? And so back to your YouTube thing, 50% YouTube is not showing your videos, and because you're new and no one's watched your video, so they think the algorithm says no one wants to watch this guy's video. You're thinking, but how do you know? You haven't shown it to anyone. That's what's happening to me too. The other 50% is that the guy says, no, I'm not going to let you have success in life when it comes to, in this case, financials, or in my whole life, financial. I've never had financial success. But for someone else might be, they want to be in a relationship. And so he might say, I'm not going to let you have success in a relationship, find a good partner. Someone else might want to have success in being a chef, or a teacher, or I honestly don't know. I right now it's not coming to me, but there are many things, many ways, many reasons people might want success that are not getting it, that's not coming to them. But it's because he's not allowing it, because he could just as easily say, you know what, yes, you tried, oh my God, you tried so many times, you paid your dues, there you go, let me open the first door, maybe you open the next door, maybe I'll open this third door, you open the fourth door. But if you constantly, you have hurdles, door after door after door after door gets shut in your face, and you're not getting anywhere. It's what I'm trying to say to you. The point of this whole video is that stop being so hard on yourself, and you may eventually have to even just stop doing whatever it is that you're doing if things aren't working. I'm not there yet. I may one day. And I mean, I know how close. I mean, I'm 56. I don't know how much longer how much more resilience and perseverance I'm going to have to keep getting up every single morning and trying to do what I have to do in order that I can be successful in what it is in my projects that I need to do. But eventually I may have to stop and give in and say, it's not going to happen. Maybe not in this lifetime. And I say this lifetime because I mentioned this before. If you live in a simulation, which is like a video game, I don't play video games, but I know basically how it works. So video games, when you start, you have maybe 3 lives, or I don't know what it is, but it used to be, I think, 3 or 5 lives or whatever. So you start level 1, you start going beep, 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 you go over there, and then there's like a wall, and you have to jump over a wall, or you have to go around a wall, you have to go under a wall, and then there are things coming at you, you have to try to dodge them, and then some of them hit you, and you become weak here, and then you go somewhere, there's a pot of gold, a bunch of food that you eat, you get stronger, and then there's the devil coming at you, or there's a monster coming, you have to fight the monster, you have to choose a weapon. All of these are basically what life is. So level 1, you start life. You go through life. There's a bully pushing you at school. Maybe your family already didn't have much. You're from humble beginnings, so you don't have connections. So you don't get higher up. You don't have maybe. You don't have maybe a good teacher, and then you go through, as you're still getting older, but you're struggling going up and moving up, and then eventually maybe you die, and that's your first life done, and then you start the second life. Now you know how to get to a certain point. Now you know that when the monster's about to come, what weapons to shoot, what you need to, when you go faster, you get to where you died last time, and you go from there on. Now it's new territories, and maybe it's the next level. And then the same thing happens there, but there's just things maybe happening faster, or the monsters are stronger, or the temptation is bigger. suffering is bigger, and then the bully that was in the playground is now maybe the guy with a machine gun, maybe a soldier, maybe an army guy, maybe a politician. You can't fight with bare hands. You die. Level 3, new life. Now you get to the where you died the last time, and then you go from there. But this is all that's what life is, folks. Eventually it's game over. Do you come back for reincarnation? You start a different game? I don't know. What I'm trying to say to you is that if you're getting too depressed in life fighting the forces, please know that there's at least a 50% chance that the forces that you're fighting against are so much bigger than you. You don't have the physical might, the spiritual might, the intelligence. I don't mean to say that you're stupid or a weakling, but I'm just saying that other side is so much more powerful, so much more in terms of the computing power, whatever it is that guy is up there. You're no match. I'm not gonna be able to go against a force like that. And so don't think that how am I not getting ahead? You're not getting ahead because the game is rigged. I don't know what else to tell you. This is my experience in 56 years. Things may turn up, and I'm sure he's not happy about me mentioning this to you now, because my experience in this case, it was one thing to tell you about what generator to do, or and how hard living off the grid is, or whatever else. That's one thing, because it's also sort of sharing an experience that he may not want you to know. But to say that how he is, how the game is rigged, that is not favorable to anyone. Imagine if you were doing that, and you started a company, and the ground level people knew what you're up to, and how you built the company, who you're about, and how you're running it, and all that. And not only that, he's sharing it with the other menial workers. Would you be happy? Yeah. Anyway, I hope this was helpful to you. Anyway, it's just, I wish I had better news for you.